My name is Austin, and I'm going to show you this morning how to create a table, a form, a login form using HTML and CSS, and we are going to be using the inline styling. This is a 3-session video whereby we'll create a login form using and styling with the inline styling method, the internal styling method, and the external styling method. So today we want to do that of the inline styling method. So first of all, we have to go and first of all create a file inside our folder and call it, give it whatever name you want to call it. I want to call this one form form.html. That's what I want to call this one. Now once I've created the HTML form, the next step is to create the template, which I come here. Automatically you can create it automatically by just putting your hand on the shift key and press just one. It gives you this display, then you press enter to get your template, your boilerplate or your template. Then from here now we'll now begin to create. First of all, we'll create our form using the HTML. We'll look at how we look like, then we'll now go and apply CSS to make it to be defined. So first of all, I come here and I now say center because I want to centralize it. Then inside here I now give it a div, the IV. A div is like a container, so that when I want to begin to style, once I style the div, it affects every other thing that is inside the div. Then here I come, I put the form RM, I put the form FORM, I close it, and I now put another div which contains the elements that I will use for the form. So I now say div again, I do this, then now I now begin to style. The first one I put here now is going to be the input type. The input, you know, is a way of collecting information from the users in our website who want to now fill in the form. So I say input and I say type. The type now just basically asks us what kind of data do we want to put inside the form. So this one, the first data I want to put is going to be a text data. Then I come here, I say name. The name, actually you begin to need a name when you want to begin to deal with a database. The name, and now say username. Then I come, I say placeholder, placeholder, and I say enter, enter user name. Then I now say required. This is the first step of validation. Here I now say BR, and I now say HR. The HR, actually I use it for beautification. You'll see what I mean by the time we begin to style our forms. Then I now come again and now say input type again. Input type TYPE, but this type now we are not going to be using a text now because this is going to be a password, and when you use a text or a password, you now begin to say display of the alphabets, but we don't want anybody to know what our password looks like. So you put your password here. For the type you put password PASSWO. You put your password, then you say name, you put your name, and you say let's say password. I'll put your password here. You put your password here. Then now you come and you put your placeholder P PLA placeholder, and you say enter password, and also this one too is also required, and you also give it your BR and your HR. Then now we want to now come and put in the button that I'll be using. The button said input type. Here we also say button so here we say submit, SUBMIT, submit. I say name, also give it submit, UBMIT. Then you say value, you give it a value. Maybe you say send send information. Then you do this, and you can also give it a BR, close, and a HR, and you say close. Now once we have done this, we are first of all, this is the first step we are doing, which is the HTML. With the HTML we have successfully built what a login form. Let us go and see how it looks on the browser. So I come here, I say reveal in Explorer, and I come and I say Now to see what we have done so far, you see what we have done. Now this is what we have done so far. Now you can see that it's just pure HTML, blank HTML. Now we now want to style it by bringing in what CSS, and I told you that the first CSS we'll be using is going to be what we call and what inline CSS. So when we say inline CSS, it means that we'll be styling right here from our div, from inside our form. Now, so that is what we'll be styling. So first of all, when you want to now begin to style, the first thing you first of all do, whether it's inline CSS, internal CSS, or external CSS, you call the style attribute STYL. You call it style attribute, and you put your equal to sign here. Now, first let us give it a background color, BACK GROUND background color COLOR. Let's say I now want to give it WHITE. I give it a white background color. I come here and I give it a semicolon, white background color. I give it a semicolon, and I now say width WI. I give it a width. I now say maybe I say 700 px. I come like this. I give after the width, I give a border radius BOR. So border radius, let's say I say 10 px. Then I give a box shadow, and let's say I give it 7 px by 7 px by 5 px by 5 px, and I give it black BLACK, the color to be black. Now once I do this, and I come here, I give this one here. I just come inside the form and I give it a heading. I say let's say H2, and I say login form, LOGIN login form, FORM form. I do this a login form like this, and I now say save. Once I say save, I can now come here and check what I have done so far. Now this is a simple login form that I have done with HTML and CSS using what we call inline styling. This is what we have done. We have been successfully to now use the inline styling. What we are dwelling upon now is now the styling methods that we are using with our HTML. Now we have used what we call the inline styling. The next video that will be coming will be using what we call the internal styling. For the inline styling, you can see that we did our styling inside our div, inside our form. For the internal styling, we'll do it inside our file, and the external styling will now go outside the file, create another file called the CSS or the style.css, and we'll now begin to link with that file to do our styling. So this is just a basic HTML form with inline styling. I hope you enjoyed the training. Please, I just urge you to go down and press the subscribe button, and also so that we'll be able to send you more videos as we continue to do our videos. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in our next video.